I want to be a flex wheeler, a Phil Heath. So I know Phil won his first Olympia weighing 232. You don't have to be the monster. You got to be pretty and you got to be peeled out of your mind.
I created Species Nutrition with one mission in mind: to provide bodybuilders and serious athletes with no-nonsense supplements that work. I put my name and reputation on every bottle of Species Nutrition products. If you want to be your absolute best, join the evolution. Dave Palumbo here with Chris, the technician Aceto. We're here at the New York Pro. Just let out, as you can see, they're wrapping up the stage behind us. Nick Walker, two-time New York Pro champion. You predicted it after prejudging, but you know, I thought Martin was ahead after prejudging. Nick did come back looking better tan, a lot of energy tonight. You think, oh, look who it is. It's our NPC president, Jim Manion.
Oh, jeez. What is this? RX Muscle.
This is the 11:30 version. It's like the Tonight Show time.
Dave's usually in bed at this time, trust me.
Johnny Carson here.
Great show.
Yeah. What, how close was the victory?
1 point in the morning, 1 point at night.
Wow, so was that close?
Yeah.
So Nick won both prejudging and night show?
Yeah, 1 point.
Wow. You guys heard it here from the president. 1 point decision.
I didn't have anything to do with it, but the judges did, you know, but it was close.
What do you think was the deciding factor? Was it a size thing?
Yeah, just a couple of poses here and there. He went pose for pose. You know, that's what judges do. They strike, you know, he's posed, and I thought Nick got a little better tonight.
He did, yes, he did. And his tan was good tonight, too.
But this guy Martin got a great future.
You heard it.
Tony's 27 years old. It's like about as old as you, Dave. You know. Oh, wait, you're older than me, right?
Yeah, I look older than you.
I'm leaving after that. That's the guy I have to leave.
Steve
after
Weinberger.
that, right, Chris?
What a phenomenal show you put on here, Steve.
It was great. I couldn't have been happier. I was very, very...
$30,000 in prize money, too.
And a gold ring.
And the gold ring.
Yes.
How much is the gold ring worth?
10.
Wow, so that was a big take for Nick.
Yes.
So this is the biggest prize package ever from New York Pro.
Biggest one ever, yeah.
We got total sponsors. Uprising really helped us. We had corporate sponsor from Uprising. So we gave Steve extra money towards the prize money. So they were really helping us to get the money up. That's what we're trying to do, get more corporate sponsors in each division. You know,
great.
So, yeah, so we're putting it all back in the prize money.
We need that. I think that's really going to encourage these lineups are getting better and better.
Honestly, I couldn't have been happier. It was our best lineup ever, I believe.
I think so.
And most competitive.
Top 4.
In every division. It was really good.
Since we got the expert here, what would you like about Matt Grego winning the Classic? What do you think he won that
I didn't say Classic, so I can't
Steve?
comment.
I like that he lost last week. He kept it together and came back and he won. It showed he had real good desire and real good heart. He didn't give up and shut it down. He got better and came back.
Yeah, I didn't see it. So the guy was second at my show. Took first. Well, it was very close last week in Pittsburgh.
Very close last week. Yeah. The Brazilian kid won it at nighttime.
Oh, okay.
Matt sort of flattened out and the Brazilian got a lot harder.
Yeah, in Pittsburgh.
Yes.
The good thing is we got both of these guys qualified for the Olympia, which is only going to make things better.
That's what's nice about having back-to-back shows, too. And if you win in each place, because we gave way more money. We doubled the money in Pittsburgh, which we're going to even do more next year. So you can win 2 weeks in a row. You can pick yourself up a nice paycheck, you know. So.
Steve, do you think we'll see 100,000 at New York Pro at some point in the future?
I'm going to try my hardest, I promise.
Right. Why do you think all of a sudden the sponsors seem to be stepping up with these shows?
It's great. Like the boss said, Uprising, Wolfpack, and also New Tech stepped up really big and really helped us.
We got to give a shout out to those guys because the bodybuilders.
We wouldn't have the prize money we had this week.
didn't get the lineup. The lineup, I mean,
Right.
you know,
with the money comes the prize with the athletes.
and in shape. And in shape, you know, they push it.
I have to give my grandson props. He put together this corporate sponsorship.
Oh, he
package.
did?
Yeah. And Tyler put that together where we would.
Young minds.
Yeah, of course, you know. So, and that's why we started getting money from them. We give it to the money we get, and he said it was the business. We give it to the promoters.
I thought you're greedy and you keep all the money. Isn't that what it is?
No, that's not.
I'm a greedy motherfucker.
No, I think it was some. I don't know. I don't want to get into that. You know, but
you know what? I love seeing the athletes making more money because it draws more people.
They deserve it.
That's what makes the pro league keep growing. Because we want to give back to that. You know what I mean? So even last week at my show, we doubled the prize money, and we're going to keep going up.
People forget you were a bodybuilder, so you know you were a poor bodybuilder one day.
Wow,
one of those many days ago, many moons ago.
Many days, many.
Thank you, Jim, so much,
right, brother.
and thanks, Steve, for putting a great show on here tonight.
Man.
And thanks for the hospitality, Chris. Talk to me. Good night, guys.
Talking about the show.
Talk to me about we heard. You know what won it. What would you say was the icing on the cake? Because Jim was saying he won a few extra poses, but what won it for Nick here?
I think what won it was that Nick was in good enough condition to highlight the mass that he had. I mean,
would you like to see him better at the Olympia?
Yes, he has to be better at the Olympia.
Right.
But, you know, coming out of prejudging, I thought he had enough mass and enough condition to get by. It wasn't like a slam dunk. Right. And I actually think, yes, he came back better tonight, but I think Martin came back even more better.
Yeah, where is Martin? We're going to get him over here.
Posing.
Get Martin over here because I want to really congratulate Martin. I went on the record before the show and I did a prediction video, and I said, Nick Walker will win this show. I guarantee it. I gave a Joe Namath prediction, and when I saw prejudging, I got nervous because I was going to I had to go back on my decision because Martin looked that good.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's
because you were not that impressed with him in Detroit, and neither was I.
No, I wasn't, but I was impressed with him here. I wasn't there.
He didn't have to do this show. He was qualified for the Olympics. That took balls to get up on that stage and say, you know what, I'm going to come back better at New York.
Well, I don't know if it takes balls.
Well, it does because he didn't have to compete at all.
I know, but I mean...
Look at these guys. They do one show and they wait till the Olympics.
Well, that means they don't have balls.
He has balls is what I'm saying. He laid it on the line. He wanted to show everyone he could be better.
You're a professional bodybuilder. If you can, qualify one show and that's it. And
no, but I think he personally wanted to prove to the fans that he can be better and that he wanted to show that he was better.
Your point.
You know what I
see
mean?
your point.
He wanted to validate his win.
Yes. Yeah. Well, that means there was some question mark there.
Right. So I'm saying second place here is not that bad for him. You know why? Because he's already qualified. And he showed that he's great, and he was 1 point behind Nick Walker, which he was not last year.
Yeah, no, he's made tremendous gains 2 years in a row. I said on the radio the other day that a lot of people have that 1 year jump, and he had 2 years in a row. Right. This year, and he had the previous year where he was really improved at the Texas Pro. Right. He's added a lot of mass, a lot of condition, and just maybe a 28-month period.
Right. What does Tony Doherty have to do to win this show? I think he just didn't bring enough conditioning in the lower body.
He doesn't have the mass of Nick, of course, and he doesn't have the. He's not as big as Martin. Martin's bigger than him. Yeah. There's a lot more depth,
which is amazing when you think about it. Yeah.
Around the shoulder and pec area. The Martin's legs are bigger, so as much as we've heard so much about Antonio Burton, who's great in his own right. I think Martin is, a little bit, well, not a little bit, but he's certainly, bigger and rounder than him.
Oh, look who we got over there. Victor Martinez. Victor Martinez. Come here. Oh, hold 1 second, Victor. Come here. We got Martin Fitzwater right here. We were just giving you a lot of compliments.
Martin, you look sick up there, bro.
Hey, man.
Look sick.
What did you have winning the show?
You know what? It could have gone either way, and nobody would have been disappointed. Nobody would have been disappointed, I got to say. Yeah. But I was very impressed with Martin here because at the end of the day, yes, Nick was the talk. Everybody was expecting it. But you really rattle him, man. You rattle him. Good structure, great shape. I mean, he's just phenomenal.
Posing?
And I think, the posing, all of it, man. There's nothing else I can say other than great, man. Great presentation.
Means the world to me.
No, fantastic.
I went on the record and predicted a Nick Walker victory here, which I was okay with. Obviously, he won, but after prejudging, when I saw this guy on stage, and you came up to me 3 weeks ago in St. Louis and said, "I'm doing New York Pro."
Yes, sir.
What made you do that? You already qualified for the Olympia.
Yeah, man, I love bodybuilding. I want to get more fans. I want to get more time on stage. And I also knew that I wasn't my best at Detroit. I knew that we could bring this nastier, harder, grainier conditioning, and that's exactly what we did. You know, I went back to work, kept pushing down, kept dieting. I'm almost the exact same weight as Detroit, but just let it marinate a little longer, get a little
bigger.
better.
You look bigger.
And yeah, the you know, when you get saran wrapped, you always look a little better.
Did you eat up for the show?
Yeah. So again, just like we did for Detroit, over about a 3-day period of time, it was about 4,000 carbs.
Wow, 4,000 carbs?
Yeah.
So you can get hard with carbs. See, you can get hard.
Yeah, when you're already you're shrink wrapped already. He didn't have to lose any more fat. That's why. Hey, give us a few shots here. Sid, he's gonna hit a few shots for us for the cameraman. What's his most damaging pose he's got?
Any pose, any angle, because of his structure.
Yeah.
You got to see that V taper. I mean, all of it. You know. I mean, at the end of the day, just keep doing your posing and keep smashing them.
Are those triceps better than yours?
Oh man, now they are. Again,
Has some good triceps,
no,
right?
No, great balanced physique, man. I mean, there's nothing else I can say, man.
Great job, man. Good luck at the Olympia, man. You guys, you're gonna kill it, man.
I appreciate it.
You're gonna be our dark horse.
The goal is first call out. That's all we go into.
I think we're gonna see you in that first call,
yes,
man.
sir. We get it compared with the big boys. That's all that matters.
Go
to
eat
me,
some
man.
burgers and fries, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you, Martin. Thank you.
Right? You're gonna snack Toronto, right?
I'll be up there. My girl's doing it, but I'm just going to watch.
Leave this guy alone.
I've got to get ready for the Olympia. I got 22 weeks before the O. So yeah. So we're gonna shut it down for 4-6 weeks, get me healthy and perfect, and then we're gonna do the same thing for the Olympia and make sure that I improve. So hopefully put on a pound, maybe 2 pounds.
Yeah.
You can't rush it, but a little bigger, a little better, just
because your little is gonna be a lot big compared to most guys. That's what it is because of your aesthetics.
I want to be a flex wheeler, a Phil Heath. So I know Phil won his first Olympia weighing 232. You don't have to be the monster. You got to be pretty, and you got to be peeled out of your mind.
He's got a good smile on stage too. This guy, he's very happy.
I truly love this more than anything in the world.
Were you guys hurting up there when he was making? They were going putting you through those poses, you know?
Well, when we came off, Nick laid on the floor and my ab cramped. So hey, they kicked our butt.
This painful look on your face.
Yeah, but you got to just smile through it and have some fun. Show the crowd that give them what they want. You know.
100%. Great job. Great job.
There you have it, folks.
Victor, who were you the most impressed with in terms of improvements in this lineup?
I'll have to say, you know, he just looked great. Yeah, he took the cake. I mean, everybody else came back. They were in shape. A lot of guys were in shape, you know. But Nick, he did rest. He missed the Olympia, missed the Arnold. So didn't expect any less from him, you know. But definitely impressed by his
Would you like to
physique.
see him harder in the at the Olympia?
Yeah, he needs to come in harder only because of Hottie. Yeah, he just come in too crazy.
Beat Hottie?
I think he can. I think he can as long as he keeps, you know, getting harder and not getting too crazy as far as, you know, his yes.
Chris, Stu Sutherland, beef stew. Craziest haircut in the show.
Bruno Mars.
Bruno Mars, Thanks, Victor.
Yeah, made a lot of improvements since last year, which, you know, last year he made a lot of improvements from the year before, and really good showing for him simply because he was in the first call out from the beginning right to the end. You know, they only
in a stack lineup.
They only crowded him out, you know, when they compared third and fourth, but he got a chance to be compared all the way through.
What's going on with his coloring? Don't you think his coloring's a little weird?
Coloring is weird. I have no idea.
I don't know what he's doing for coloring, but he's got to fix that because
it has there's a blotch to it, or like a
muddy look to it.
Yes, and it you know, coloring is really important, especially at this level when when you're putting people through 4 rounds to figure out who's third and fourth. Everything counts, and you know the color. It's funny you say that, Dave, and of course you would, because I couldn't make it out, figure it out in prejudging, what's wrong with his physique, and it was like there was like a blotchiness.
Yeah, it was a muddiness
to it.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Everyone in that top 4 was tremendous, and great job with Mac Rego. He'll qualify for the Classic Olympia, and you know, you said to me off camera, you know, that you think that this guy can challenge Bumstead one day.
Well, I think he's got a very similar structure. You know, he's very wide in the waist. I mean, very wide in the delts. and you know, small tapered waist, big flare to the thighs.
Right.
You know, that class is about structure, and you know, I mean, he was, I think, 7th in this show last year.
Crazy improvement.
His first, you know, pro show as a classic physique competitor, and here he comes back the next year and he's winning it. So, and you know, he has the luxury of training with Derek Lunsford.
Right.
I call him DLJ, like MLK or RFK, LBJ.
Is he a junior?
No, it's Derek Lunsford Jr. because
Oh, he is a junior.
Yeah, but no, he's Derek Lunsford.
Oh, he's Derek Lunsford.
Because they're both OCD and they just want to train all day.
That's all right.
And so
Nothing wrong with that. It's like Kamal.
Yeah, and
Kamal's 50 years old. He's still doing it.
and they both look in the lineup. You know, they both have the big tapers in the lineup. So I kid him. I said, "Oh, that reminds me of Derek. That reminds me of Derek." And I didn't even know he was training with Derek.
That's funny.
How crazy is that?
Not too bad to train with Mr. Olympia. Well, guys, I want to thank Steve Weinberger for opening up his arms and letting us, you know, have full access to the show as he always does. And we got to get Jim Manion and Steve Weinberger and get their opinion. And oh my God, it's Tony Doherty, who didn't even say hello to me today. Come over here, Tony. We got to get Tony on camera for a second here before we go. Tony Doherty, all the way from Melbourne, Australia, here in the house.
Crash your interview.
Yeah,
Dave
yeah.
Palumbo, Chris Aceto.
Microphone,
This is where a lot of it all started. I'm just going to take it off and take it over.
So who did you have winning the show?
Look, I thought it was really, really close, and I think that if Nick had not have got better, Martin would have won.
I think
you
so
know,
too.
and I had him winning like 3 poses each, straight up.
Right,
I thought, you know, Martin's strengths were his hamstrings from the back were insane. You know,
Crazy,
it's striations on his hamstrings, like Phil Heath style.
Yeah.
I thought
Triceps, too.
he posed better. His front lat spread was kind of awkward
Weird,
this
yeah.
morning, and then tonight he fixed it a little. Yeah. But I thought Nick improved enough, and whatever he did with his colour, he just.
Polo was great tonight.
Yeah, it was.
And Martin wasn't that good.
Well, they both reapplied it.
Yeah.
I said to them both, go fix your tan. Both of you get better.
Right.
You know, so I think just they both improved, but Nick just, man, there's so much Nick.
He's got a lot of muscle.
A lot of muscle. You know, it's a bodybuilding contest. But you look at Martin, dude, he puts on like 8-10 pounds. There's like another Dexter that can beat. You know, that kind
He
of.
reminds me of Porter Cottrell. Remember when Porter Cottrell
Yeah,
first
yeah, I
came
do.
on?
I do.
He kind of has that same structure.
And when I say
Porter.
Dexter, I mean a small waist, a detailed hamstrings,
yeah.
there's, you know, peaky biceps, just so much
wide
detail.
shoulders,
And then when he
yeah.
did that most muscular at the end, I mean,
his
his
grab
chest,
most muscular is
right,
insane.
Right, and it
he
got,
shouldn't even hit any other muscles.
Right, I think so too. And that got better. So when it was close, and they were almost done. So how did you? Now I'm going to interview. So what did you have happening out there tonight?
I had Martin this morning winning. I have no problem with Nick because it was very close, and I understand his coloring's better. He was tighter tonight. He's got a lot more muscle. And I did go make a prediction before the show that he was going to win the show, so I gave a Joe Namath prediction. So I'll stick with my prediction. Nick Walker got it, but I was super impressed with Martin Fitzwater.
Yeah, you know what? And the thing is, it was Nick Walker's show. Everyone was thinking Nick was going to win. Yeah. No one was going to challenge him. Yeah. So the fact that it came down to the wire,
well, he left the door open. He left the door open a little bit.
But I think it made it a really exciting show. That this guy, you know, obviously Tony Burton wasn't enough, and I thought Stu Sutherland was really good. That's the best he's looked.
If Martin
but
wasn't
they weren't going to push Nick.
No, if Martin wasn't here, it wouldn't have been a show. So he made the show.
So as a bodybuilding nut like
great
you two,
yes.
it was a great show, you know, and I think there was a lot of depth in all the classes.
And you flew all the way out of here just to see the show.
Well, I come and did all the interviews at Pittsburgh, and then come down to support Steve with the New York Pro, and it's too far to come for just one weekend. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Tony Doherty from Oz, I'm out.
And I'm Dave Palumbo with Chris Aceto, RX Muscle. We'll see you next time.